You've been hearing this new attack from MAGA because they can't win on their own policies is to whine about the dangerous rhetoric they employ, but blame it on Kamala Harris. It used to be Biden before that.
I mean, she repeats it herself. Trump will be a dictator on day one. I mean, this country fights dictators. That's what our history is. We fight dictators.
Didn't he say that?
He'll be a dictator.
Those were his words.
It's not like Kamala made those words up.
I said, no, other than day one. We're closing the border and we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator.
Scott Jennings there says that the president and vice president should go on TV and say, we've gone too far and that the country will not go away. He may have forgotten that the convicted felon Trump has been telling his sheep that if Kamala is elected, we will not have a country.
I think the Democrats will tamp down their language about Trump the moment Trump tamps down his language about the Democrats, about immigrants, about people of color, about women, and not a moment before.
I'm hesitant to say this, but I'm not a big believer in using the "you started it first" excuse in an argument, but I know that's not what he's saying. The great Mistal is saying that MAGA has been targeting marginalized groups and it has to stop.
What about how many times are you going to shoot at him?
Is your argument literally
Wait a minute, but
that you are not under threat unless somebody directly
That's not
takes a
what
shot at you? Is that
It-
actually what you're saying?
As usual, that's a great point. I had to show it. And by the way, the convict makes himself a victim because it makes lots of money.
a
Do
crazy
you have
person
access
shot
to
at him.
Secret Service files about how many threats Harris and Biden have received over the past year? How many threats Barack Obama, the first black president, received for 8 years while he was in the White House? Do you have those Secret Service files, or are you just out here talking because somebody was caught in the bushes on Saturday?
Great point. As someone in the comments said, this last incident was a plan, not an attempt.
Surrounding Springfield. So all weekend long, J.D. Vance and Trump, but specifically Vance, were directly blamed for putting people in harm's way. Today, the governor says they're coming from overseas, and we can start the apology line
the
tonight.
governor-
Here's the thing. Those threats came from overseas because this entire Haitian narrative to divide America is straight out of Putin, the felon Trump, and most autocrats' playbook. We are living in a coup, and we can't let them take our country further than they have taken it. In the words of the great Captain Jean-Luc Picard,
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.